make it an incentive to not come in here and pay.
I was going to say, I wonder, was going to do something that chases them away from going electronic, and now they flood the office. And
So they can do, that can be done?
Yes.
The system allows for that?
Yes.
And that way, it's consistent with the people that come in to pay their ticket. The other things people pay for with a credit card, do they always come in to do it? Can tickets be paid to?
Tickets can be paid online.
Oh, they can?
Permits can be paid online as well.
Okay. Maybe that makes sense. I mean, is that what y'all would recommend?
Yeah.
To leave the fee for people coming in for either credit card or e-draft or whatever, or
For the credit card.
I guess if you come in, can you do that, like walking in? E-check?
We won't be able to do that way, no.
Okay, so only the credit, that's only done
Through the app.
through the app and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they'll have to get the app, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we need to do it. I think we need to do it
electronically, and they can pay electronically.
Mm-hmm.
If they do it that way, then they pay the fee.
Yeah.
If they come in and pay by check or cash, there is no fee.
Right.
Okay. Well, I know the county, when you pay your taxes and buy your plates and stuff, they charge you what they call a convenience fee, so.
Yeah, but a lot of cities now, initially, all governments did that. It was like written in the law that allowed it and stuff. But since then, a lot of cities have stopped doing it, like you said, 8%.
I found very few Springtown and Lake Worth were still charging that fee, and I think it was Springtown will have to relook at theirs because they're using one that's changing and isn't PCI compliant anymore. So, I don't know what they're going to do.
And it leaves a bad taste, I think, in the citizens' mouth.
It does. Yeah.
You know, I'd rather go up on the fee a little bit more, and then it's free, you know, on the rate a little bit more, and so it's a wash. You get better compliance, people are happier.
We're also concerned a lot on putting the bills out through the electronic.
Yeah.
You'll save a lot there, even if a percentage.
Even at 10% though, Marvin?
Well, it'll start out at 10, but I really believe it'll.
I think it'll be a lot more. With the interest that we've had, not having any kind of automatic pay, most of the other cities at least have a bank pay, and we don't, so I think it's going to be a different percentage for us.
I know my daughter and son-in-law, they prefer, because they said they pay everything else that way.
Mm-hmm.
They would like that option.
Yeah.
Because when they're traveling, they don't want the water cut off, and they're not here.
Right.
And if the mail doesn't get to their house, which it doesn't sometimes, if they electronically it's sent to them wherever they're at, they can pay it wherever they're at and be not worried about it.
Yeah. And if you don't want your card on auto pay, you can set a reminder to pay it whatever day. So, some people are like that.
And they still have the option of putting up money in escrow or whatever they call it to pay it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's good information. Thank you so y'all's recommendation is that we proceed? Marvin, you were a little skeptical last time, if I remember.
I'm not now, though.
Okay.
This system is really good. I think it's going to be a good deal for the city.
Do we have any data that tells us about approximately how many people in our city have the internet or use the internet? I guess it's your estimation, most of them have it and will use this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, most people have a cell phone, a smartphone.
Yeah.
So even if they didn't have it at Wi-Fi, they can just use their smartphone with an app and do it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like everybody's wanting to proceed with this. Were we in agreement that we will leave the late notice part out, or do y'all want to do away with late notices? That's the only part that I'd like to take out of it. But other than that, I think it's...
I think rather leave it to different. I mean, we're introducing this change.
Yep.
And then y'all study it, and then if you still...
Yeah, I think further down the line, it's one of those, all these people are signed up for it, we could look at it, and
That's true, yeah, it can certainly
See
be
how it
how
works, and then,
Then we have to have a learning curve for this,
Right.
that we've not had this before, and we're gonna have to help teach people how to do it as we go.
Yep. We have you need a motion to proceed, or does it just
Yeah,
sound like?
I'll definitely, if we're gonna incorporate it.
Make a motion to, as part of the new, electronic payment system for the city to absorb the convenience fee and service fees for accounts that are paid through the app
Yes.
or online.
And it probably won't start till March, it's like our ordinance.
Second. We have a motion and a second to proceed with staff's recommendation to, for absorbing the convenience fees on utility accounts. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. None opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Move to item 11, which is discussion and/or action on the request from Shirley Wheat by first establishing criteria for qualified projects eligible for expenditures of community center dollar donation funds, and second, to request approval to expend funds from the dollar donation fund that meet that criteria.
I really don't have anything in mind for spending just as yet, okay? But I do need, or would like to have, some criteria. We're thinking about adding some, swing or some type of play equipment for, disabled children. We wanted to do that for a long time, and I want to go ahead with it, because, I mean, they don't have anything. You can't, if you can't walk really well, you can't use the slides and all that kind of stuff, so I thought it would be neat to have something for them. And we have a lot of people use that, area. And I didn't know if we could use that. I'm thinking that when we had all of that playground equipment put up, and that's been, well, 20 years ago, we did use dollar donation money. And,
It's certainly an allowable use.
I guess my-
allowable.
Right, my question-
Benefit of the center.
My only question would be if we, because in general, we've not had specific criteria for this stuff, and I think that's a positive, because it leaves it, we don't have to say no to something because it did it on a technicality. So, I mean, do we need to have criteria for these, or can we basically, we just say,
On an ad hoc basis?
I mean,
That's what we're
Yeah.
gonna do.
yeah,
I don't, yeah, I mean, no, you don't need criteria.
okay. I mean,
because our budget is small.
yeah, I mean, I think, personally, I think having it more open, because, like I said, I'd hate to, we've dealt with that in Pantego, where there's a grant program that EDC does, and every now and then you have to tick something off the box because it didn't fit, even though
Right.
the board seems like they're fine with donating, so then you have to go back and amend it to change, and to me, if it's more wide open and we can use it, I mean, we know it's for the center, obviously, we can't use it for
Right. Yeah,
anything
sure,
else,
of
but
course.
I mean, I think it's, yeah, that's personally how I
And
like
I
it.
think, and we also need to go to that, the equipment we have out there now, and look and really, I don't know if we need somebody to come and inspect it, or how we handle that, but I think it needs to be. It's been there 20 years, so, you know, we look, but I don't see anything, you know, with my eyes, but that doesn't mean that something might.
Well, we've got different stuff at our park, so Gordon, would you make that a priority to get somebody out to look?
Not to give him another task, but since he's through with the Christmas parade, I mean, Brent might have some insight into disability kind of stuff,
Okay.
right? I mean,
And Joanne, we had talked about this years ago, and we just haven't done it. We just didn't think we had, you know, we've never had, we've got quite a bit of money.
it'd be certainly good to get his perspective on whatever it is you're thinking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Okay, all right. I didn't want to go and find everything and all that kind of stuff and not know that, you know, I can't use it. So, okay, so if I find something, I have to come back, give
Yep.
you specs, money, all that kind of stuff, even on the smallest stuff. We're gonna expand a little on our garden this year. So,